you're talking about the parts of the sword. What's the difference?
Well, sword design, of course, is a real personal thing.
Right.
In general, they have swords that have fatter head, really good for chopping, but not speed. Then you got the ones that are more pointed, good for speed and stabbing, but not much force for chopping. Then this is a balanced one. The blades are continuous. It doesn't get fatter or
Right.
doesn't. Also, the main thing is there's some important parts of your sword. Of course, in a numbering sequence, number 1 would be your point in which you stab. Number 2 is what's called the chopping pole point. It's the place where the maximum force will be when you're chopping behind a spearhead or onto a pole.
Right.
And then 3 is where it becomes dull, and then totally blunt. So it's blunt, dull, and about 40% of it would be sharp.
Okay.
And the reason for that is a lot of impact will occur. You need to have a blunt impact point and a dull, and then of course the cutting, stabbing, chopping will be occurring on the very top portion of the blades. So again, number 1, the point. 2 is your premium chop, where the most force will be if you're chopping onto a spearhead or spear neck where the wood is. And then 3 would be the dull points. Dull to blunt, nothing. Number 4, you should have a chin, and that should be greater than your thumb. So just about wider than my thumb. So look at your blade now.
Right.
You don't have much of a chin.
No, not really.
Yeah, the reason you need to have the chin, it may be not known to you, but once you start working on your touch drills, it is the chin up to the first 5 to 6 inches that'll start bringing out your stickiness in your hand. Furthermore, if you have like your blade has only a small chin,
Yeah.
so it's really hard to feel to gain stickiness. Whereas that chin on this side,
Oh yeah.
you can feel it,
See that?
yeah.
It's real substantial.
or you can feel it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so you need to have a chin. Otherwise, there's too much chance that opponent's weapon will bounce clear and catch you in your hand before you're able to pull your hand out. Okay. 5 is your hook. Don't make long hooks. You tend to hook up yourself, get caught up. Just enough so as you either stab and chop them in, just enough to bite. Notice mine are very straight across
This is a lot.
instead of rounded.
Right.
So it bites. If it's rounded, it tends to slip off when you start doing your touch drill 6 and 7s, right? Right. Of course, then you have the spine, part 6, where you're going to do a lot of breaking his blade, breaking his wrist, bone, but catching it on the spine side, not the sharp side.
Right.
So 5 was the hook, 6 is the spine. 7 is the flatness, the faces. You're gonna need that. So sometimes you hook them, you got to use the flatness to crawl. See it?
Light cover.
Yeah. So you're gonna use that a whole bunch of places where you're gonna capture and turn. And 8, of course, is your handle. You should always have your handle, the tang, right to your D guard. Your top of your handle should be below the spine, should not be in line. Why is that? If I were to capture, there's too much chance you can still get onto my hand.
Right.
Yeah? So like, if it's up to the spine, but at least I have more space here to keep my hand clear. Likewise, on the bottom should be a space about a finger's worth. It should be flat so that your feeling of your handle, you know where the sharp
But what
point
happens
is.
if it's not flat?
Yeah. If it's rounded, it tends to roll in your hand. You're not sure
Oh yeah.
your contact point, so you don't want it rounded.
Okay.
You want it flat. Some people put little finger groove here or little expansion space so your hands don't get too close to the D guard. Yeah. Make sure D guard is well pronounced. I would prefer mine to be pointed here, you know, but this is rounded, it's okay. These came from Master Gary Lamb's student, I think in California, right? This came from.
Yeah.
I think it's a really well made. The hooks are too long, but otherwise, it's a very sturdy weapon. And I recommend people to buy it. We've been practicing these with a lot of heavy contact.
Right.
It's done real well. So again, the parts are real important of your blade. But overall, it's still your personal preferences. I'm just giving you a hint that you need to make sure you know your points and what they're for. Okay, so that's a
Thank you.